During the time that I was sleeping, this guy was just kind of...
I was piecing this stuff together.
He was piecing something together, which you will see very shortly.
I was setting up, and you'll see in the video itself, but I was creating a slideshow for Kiara of some pictures of us over the years. And that I wanted to present to her on the day.
Get it? Present. He had a presentation and for work. But so, he was, anyways.
I guess we should fast forward. What time is this? 15 minutes? Oh,
God. I know.
Everyone's turning off by this point.
No, stay tuned, girls. So, anyways, long story short, fast forward to March. I was working
a lot. You were working a lot. It was pretty stressful.
It was a very stressful time. Like I said, I had just found out I had endo. I had 2 large, like 5-centimeter cysts at that point.
You were working on a show
on my
at
ovaries.
that time.
I was working on a show, and I was
late hours.
And
this is what we always do anyways. We always really leave everything to the last minute. Well, I don't. I definitely
don't leave things to the last minute. This one does.
But I'm just saying, at that point in time, when it's an event and we have to go get an outfit.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Somehow we end up at the mall. Or like a store, like night
2 days
of or 2 days before.
Yeah. So that's what happened.
That's true. You're organized. Other than that, you're very organized.
So that's what happened to me, was that Jason had scheduled this work conference on March 5th, and I remember it being Friday, and it was just such a busy time in my life with work, and I was working late because I was coordinating a recording that Monday, and very, very stressed, and I had not found a dress yet, and like I said, I wanted to look really, really presentable and represent Jason very well at his job or at his work. So I remember going to the mall, or I think we were at Winners, like Friday night, and I had a total meltdown. I had extreme endo pain. I was just a total emotional mess. I cried.
I pretty much felt like an ass. At this point, there was a point where I was like...
I broke down at the Winners change room because I was like, what do you think of this dress? I have to look pretty, and you have to remember that I have 2 large cysts on my ovaries, and I have endometriosis, and I was just a big hot mess, and I was just like, I just want to look pretty.
I'm not gonna lie, ladies, at that point I was pretty sure I'd gone too far. I was like, at this point I was thinking in my head, I'm like, do I tell her? Because at this point she's really stressing that she's not gonna look good for the conference, that she's, that it's just not gonna come together. And at that point I was kind of like, I don't know, maybe I should just tell her, maybe I should just take the stress off of her. But then I was like, you know what, hell no. I put a lot of planning into this. We've gone this far. I'm going to go all the way on this one.
Oh, he did. So,
I did.
Anyways, I ended up buying like 2 dresses because at
that point she's like, I can't decide.
I can't decide.
Just get them both.
Yeah, and I was just like, during this whole time, like of me, like it was like almost like I was on Crazy Clomid Girls, but I was just like, wow, Jason's being like really, really sweet to me. Cause
I can normally be kind of sweet.
No, you are. You're very sweet to me most of the time, but at that point, I'm surprised you didn't say, listen, girl, okay? Anyway, so fast forward to...
Well, that was the Friday. So good news is we did find 2 dresses.
We did. We found 2 dresses that I could pick.
Yeah.
And
then on the Saturday, so what we had done is, so the Saturday we'd already planned a whole bunch of stuff for Kiara. So, she was going to get her nails done.
Yeah.
She was going to get her hair done.
Nails done, hair done. Sorry.
Everything did.
Drake!
What's up? T-Dot.
So it was just, I had the whole day planned of pampering to just really look nice for this conference.
And I wanted Kiara to look nice on the day that she got engaged. And really, if there had to be some way for me to not draw suspicion to the fact that this was going to be the day. So the conference obviously gave a great excuse for her to get her hair done, and her nails did.
Yeah, nails done, hair done. So that's what I did. I spent the whole Saturday afternoon really, getting ready for my lover's work conference. Like, I would be meeting his coworkers, well, some of his coworkers and, his boss for the first time. And I guess we should tell them how you told me, like, remember I'm like, oh, I thought that we were getting our engagement ring that Monday or something?
Oh, yeah. So at this point, yeah, because we obviously, the ring guy had told me the date for the ring. I knew it would be ready by the Saturday, March 5th. And so I had him send a fake email to Kiara letting her know that the ring would actually be ready a few days later to pick up. So, she kind of had hoped it would have been nice if she had the ring because, she was thinking, obviously she would want to wear it as soon as she could. But in her mind, too, I kept saying, oh, your 30th is coming soon. It's going to be a big day. It's a big birthday. The ring's going to come and stuff. So anyway, so Kiara in her head's thinking, okay, the conference is on Saturday, but at least I'm getting my ring a few days later, right? So she was really excited about that. So anyways, like I said, we had Kiara booked to do all these things during the day, and then I was going to go run out and do all the things I needed to do, like pick up the ring, finish up the last touches on the video that I was creating for her. I had to be out of the house all day, so she would think that I was at the conference, at least during the day, doing what I told her, breakout sessions. Yeah,
like little breakout sessions. And he would call me, like, while I was, like, at the hair salon, be like, hey, hon, we just took a break. And it was, like, almost like he was probably at the ring shop, so you could hear people in the background. Again, girls, just found out I had endo, really stressed with work. It didn't even faze me, and I was getting pampered that day, So yeah. Anyways.
Going back, and this you will see in a bit when we're actually, this is the good news, is we actually have video of me asking her to be my wife.
Yes.
So you're actually going to see how I proposed to her and her reaction. So in the reaction video, or actually in the video that I play for her, you're going to see this one part, and it's actually Kiara the morning of the day I asked her to marry me. And this was just so funny, is that day we woke up, the day of the conference, March 5th, Saturday. We woke up in the morning, and Kiara's like, it was dark in the room, and I remember we were both laying in bed, and she's like, you know what today is? And I was like, in my head, I was like, oh shit, I hope she doesn't know. But then she's like, it's March 5th, and I'm like, okay. She's like, it's 5 days until we get the ring. And I was just like, oh my god, this is hilarious. Like, at this point, she has no clue. And knowing Kiara, even before she decided to do YouTube, she always loved making videos. We have tons of videos of her. Ever since she was a little girl, she's been on camera. So I was like, just a shot in the dark. I was like, if I get the camera, hun, can you do a little, like, maybe a video or something? It would be nice to have for when we actually get the ring, and it'd be part of our engagement story. She's like, yeah, sure, no problem. So
I did it.
She did it. I got the camera, and then she's like, fine. The only thing is we can't turn on the lights. So I was like, all right, fine. So you'll see the video, you'll hear her. She's like, today's March 5th. It's 5 days until we get the ring. And so I clipped that part into the actual proposal video.
And so we'll insert the video very shortly, and then just
if you've made it this far, 22 minutes.
If you made it this far, and I'm going to do what Lisa does, reveal a secret word. She tells us girls who've watched this long a secret word, and then you have to comment in below.
Are we
really
cool.
Cool.
A prize or something?
No. It's like a secret word. Like if they've watched the video this long, you say a secret word, and now you can tell who watched the video that long.
Gotcha.
Anyway, so just one thing I just wanted to say after when Jason surprised me, and I'm just shocked and surprised, Jason ended up reserving a lovely dinner at an Italian restaurant in the city, and something very, very special happened to us during dinner, which I still kind of get goosebumps till this day. When we ended up at the restaurant, we were just about to pay the bill, both of us. At that point, there was just, we're back, no surprise, take out the credit card and pay the bill. And the waitress had known that we were engaged, or we had just gotten engaged. I had told her because I was just so excited. I was like, oh,
and we were like taking like one-handed pictures.
Yeah, we were
of each
like,
other.
and I'm like taking pictures of the ring and stuff. So
it was pretty obvious that we had just gotten engaged.
So when it was time for us to pay the bill, she had said, someone in the restaurant, an anonymous person.
Yeah, someone who would like to remain anonymous.
Yeah, someone who would like to remain anonymous would like to cover your dinner. And this was a very expensive dinner. So I looked at Jason, I said, come on, did you plan this? He's like, no, hon, I had budgeted this. Like, you can check the budget, chart when we get home. And I just kind of looked around the restaurant, and I just started to tear up, and
It was the perfect ending
It was
to the
a
night.
perfect
It really,
ending
really was.
to I think, one of the most happiest days of our life. And, yeah.
It was great. And you know what? At that point, too, it was such a... It was such a magical thing for someone to do that, you know, Kiara and I talked about it, and we're like, for sure, one day if we're ever sitting in a restaurant and we see a new couple get engaged, we're going to cover their dinner and kind of like pay it forward, right?
Yeah,
someone did something to us, and the fact that they didn't let us know who it was kind of added to the mystique of it.
Yeah, it just added magic to the end of the story.
It did.
And here we are.
2 years later.
2 years later, as the girls know,
still engaged.
Still engaged. All of our money has gone towards saving for fertility treatments.
But it's worth it.
But it's worth it, and it'll be worth it when we see our little Project BIB in my belly and in our hands.
And we
so,
will.
of course, I'm going to start to tear up, and I hope that you girls enjoy this video, and stay tuned for part 2 where I answers questions 2 and 3. Thank you. Bye. Say bye.
Bye.
Oh, hold on. We have another guest. Bye, girls.
Hey, ladies.
She's a very happy cat, but her face is squishy, so she looks sad. But no, she's so happy. Bye, girls. I hope you enjoy our engagement story. All right, bye.